Hey guys, welcome to Johnny Cutter TV, and this is part of the Lighthouse Wisdom series, a second edition to my Johnny Cutter TV initial one based on the Beginner's Guide to A Course in Miracles. Lighthouse Wisdom it's called, and what we're going to be sharing, or what I'm going to be sharing, is some of the experiences and some of the learnings and ideas, applications, analogies that I can share, that hopefully you can relate to, that's been part of my journey and what I got from it, and what we can do together, and what I've done to apply some of those learnings and what benefit I've got out of them. So welcome to the first episode of Lighthouse Wisdom, and today we're going to be talking about keeping a miracle journal, something that I've been thinking about lately. And we've all heard of keeping journals per se for, you know, writing down you know, anything about your day, travel, etc., experiences in life. But miracle journals goes a little bit beyond that. It's about correlating every day things that have happened in the previous 24 hours that have more than just something that you're grateful for, something that's happened that you've potentially even forgotten about, that was something that was really good that happened to you during the day, that potentially blindsided you a little bit, you know, something that you were hoping for a while and it happened, perhaps a door opened for you that was otherwise closed, potentially you met the right person at the right time. There's always at least one miracle a day that happens that we tend to forget about as we move on, because the ego has this cunning way of keeping us, you know, from forgetting the good things that happen each and every day. So a miracle journal is something that's really important, I think, and I'm starting to apply, where I write down things that have happened. And to take it a bit further, I call it the 3-2-1 theory. So I'll write down 3 things good that have happened in the last 24 hours. I'll write down 2 things that have happened good in the last month, and 1 thing that's happened in the last year. And if you want to quote them as miracles, or something that's really something that you've overcome, you've broke through, you know, miracle health-wise, whatever it may be, and jot 3 things that have happened in the last 24 hours, 2 things in the last month, and 1 thing in the last year. And the reason it goes down in that way is because we're more likely to remember 3 things that happened in the last 24 hours. If you want to do the last 48 hours, that's okay, but if you're going to do them every day, you might as well look back on the last 24. Now, the reason for doing this is that I got into a bit of a habit of not celebrating my wins enough, not celebrating my achievements enough, not celebrating the miracles that were happening throughout my last 12 months, for example. And I was looking back at all the things that I've done and thought, wow, I've achieved quite a bit this year, even though sometimes you feel like you're not doing enough, you know, and that's really just part of the ego's thought system of, you know, seek and do not find, I guess. And it's always keeping us away from the present and keep moving forward without celebrating the victories that we have each and every day. And, you know, when I actually look back on the last 12 months, I was astounded how much I've achieved, and me and my partner have achieved, and, you know, health, wealth, you know, miracles in things that I've overcome, a lot of things that I've you know, wanted to do, I'm now doing, I'm walking into those things. And when I look back on those things and started to write them down, it was programming in my mind to start then looking forward to things that will happen in the future, and I'll be looking for those miracles that will happen in the future, rather than forgetting the wins that you have had and kind of getting restless about the future. Because if we don't celebrate our wins and we don't remember them because we're programmed to forget, you know, we don't really have any reason to celebrate. And real fulfillment comes when we can see how far we have come, particularly on our spiritual journey. So today's about the miracle journey. I really encourage you to, you know, to go beyond just doing a journal, do a miracle journal and jot those things down. And however you want to correlate it, you don't have to do it the way I've done it. 3, 2 and 1, like 3 in the last 24 hours, 2 in the last month, or 1 in the last year. You can do it however you like. The most important thing is you get them down on paper, and then you can go back on them, you know. And then, you know, you're training your mind to look back in the future and really celebrate all the achievements that you have done, all the miracles that have happened, and then you get a wellspring of hope in your heart for the future. So that's Lighthouse Wisdom, episode 1, and we keep it sort of to 5 minutes. So hope you got a lot of value out of that, and we'll see you in episode 2 for Lighthouse Johnny Cutter TV with Lighthouse Wisdom. Bye for now.